To start off, I created a new animation blueprint for the character, which allows for crouching and also implements a small tilt to the character when it is changing direction to allow for it to have a more fluid way of moving. When crouched, the character's speed will be considerably lower, as well as the camera position will push in to be closer to the character. Depending on the speed of the character's movement, the animation will blend seamlessly between a slow walk into a full sprint. I then went to work on the vault mechanic, which allows the character to vault over various objects. This is possible by utilizing traces at specified heights to determine where these traces hit the object meant to be vaulted over. Once the starting point and whether it is possible to vault over the object is established, another trace is spawned which checks the length of the object to make sure it is possible for the object to be completely vaulted over. The last and final trace is to locate the ending point. This is the closest location of the ground and where the character should be warped to by the end of the animation montage. In order to get the animation to smoothly transition from one position to another, I utilized a plugin for Unreal called Motion Warping. This plugin utilizes animation notifications to be able to move the animation to a specified location and rotation. For the vault mechanic, there are 3 instances of motion warping. The first is to establish where the vault starts from. The second is to establish the midpoint of the animation on top of the vaulted object, and the final warp establishes the endpoint of the animation and where the character exits the vault at. Once I had the vault mechanic completed, I created different attack mechanics. The first attack mechanic I did was an assassination mechanic utilizing the Motion Warp plugin. In order to get the character into the correct location for the attack animation, I placed a reference actor within the blueprint for the dummy actor. In order for the player to activate the animation and get the location it needs to be in, I created a blueprint interface for the dummy actor. That interface activates the animation for the dummy actor and returns the location and rotation that is needed for the motion warping for the player character's animation. In order to prompt the player into the assassination, I added a UI widget that appears in the player's view when they are able to enter the assassination animation. In order to make the widget viewable from any angle, I have the world rotation of the assassination widget update according to the player camera. Once the player activates the animation and it completes, the dummy actor will ragdoll to show it being dead. The second attack mechanic I added was that of an attack combo. I took 4 different attack animations and combined them into a singular combo attack. Utilizing a blueprint component that I added an input action event to, I created the attack events that triggered the animations needed. In order to have the attack cycle through to the next attack in the combo, I have a switch node that would take an integer variable that would be incremented after each attack. On the last one, it is reset to the beginning of the combo. Once an attack is made, there's a certain period of time in the animation that the player is able to attack again in order to continue the combo to the next attack. Though once it reaches a certain point, the animation triggers a notify, which stops the combo, resetting the attacks to the initial attack in the combo. Finally, in order to have the dummy get hit by the attacks made by the player character, each attack generates traces to check if the sword will make contact with the target. If it hits the target, it will apply a specified amount of damage to the dummy. Once the dummy receives this damage, it will set the amount of damage received as a float and check to see if it has become greater than or equal to the max health of the dummy. If it is greater or equal to the max health, the dummy will ragdoll. If not, a random damage animation will play from an array of different damage animations. It will also launch the dummy character back a specified distance from the player in the direction that the player is facing at the time of the attack. Here is a clip of all of it put together.